Hello guys, welcome back to another video. And before today's video begin, I did wanted to give a shout out to Ana Luisa, who is the sponsor for this video yet again. They contacted me and asked me if I wanted to give my mom some jewelry as a present for Mother's Day because it is coming up, but my mom doesn't wear jewelry. So I was like, you know who else is a mom? Me, because I have two dogs and I've had my oldest dog since 2020, so I've been a mom since 4 years ago. And I'm not gonna lie, it's been a journey and it's been really hard raising a dog, but I'm raising my dogs with my sister, so it's been half the workload of a normal dog mom who is raising dogs on their own. But yeah, I was like, is it okay if I give the gift to myself as a dog mom? And they were like, yeah, of course, just choose your jewelry. And I obviously chose their most golden, most cute jewelry of all time. This time I chose a little heart-shaped little stud. I'm not sure you can see that, so I'll take some b-roll. Chose a little cute heart stud for my second piercing. I don't have them in right now, but I do have the safety pin earring that I wear all the time, that you guys see all the time, and I love them because I can just wear them to the bath. When I sleep, I don't ever take them off because they don't irritate my ears and they just fit really nicely. And obviously I'm a golden girly, so I just wear gold jewelry every single day with any outfit. But I don't know, like, do you guys think I would suit silver jewelry? Because I would like to try silver jewelry out in the future, but I don't know, I've always felt safe with gold, so I've just only been wearing gold. But anyway, Ana Luisa does have a Mother's Day event going on. So if you go on their website, you can use my link, my code, to get 25% off for a limited time for Mother's Day. So you can get your mom, or if you're a mom, you can get yourself a present to celebrate what all moms do, or for no reason, like just to celebrate your status as a mom. So yeah, thank you Ana Luisa for sponsoring today's video, and let's get right into the tier ranking of calendar apps. So yes, I have made a tier ranking list on Figma because I don't like the tier website, and these are the apps that I'm gonna discuss today. I'm gonna be honest, probably none of them are gonna be on the most bottom tier because I have used them, all of them, and they're not terrible. None of them are going to be in the bottom list, but I'm going to talk about them one by one and tell you guys what I think about them. As you guys might know, calendar apps are a very big part of my life, and I just like to explore different calendar apps, and I just like to discover different functionalities, which might surprise some people because I know a lot of people only use like the default iPhone calendar or default Google Calendar, and that is obviously fine. They can do a lot, but there are also a lot of new calendar apps that can help you do way more. Okay, so the first one that I wanted to share is called Firstseed Calendar. It's on macOS and iOS. The reason I first chose this app is because it has a lot of... Girl, can you stop? She wouldn't stop scratching my door, so I got her in my room, but now she's also demanding attention. The reason why I got it is because it has a lot of really nice widgets. As you can see, it does require money, so that's also another point off. I'm so sorry, but it is really good. So as you can see here, calendars, you can already see at the bottom there's a ton of widgets. You have the monthly, 2 month, 1 day, 2 day, 2 day, event and calendar, interactive week, you can click on each day, interactive week with a list under it, and then interactive 7 days, event and tools, list view, list view and tools, list view and calendar, monthly calendar, this week, next week, 7 day week, this month, next 3 days, next 5 days, next 7 days, 2 weeks. This is my favorite one because you can see a lot. You can see this week and next week, and that was my favorite. And yeah, this is the main reason I love this app. And not gonna lie, I stopped using it because it was low-key kind of ugly. It was really simple, really minimal, but it was just not my style. So I stopped using it. But for anyone who is really big on widgets and who has a lot on their schedule and like to look ahead, I would really recommend Firstseed. So I would put it in yes, but also no, because I like it, but it's not perfect for my personal taste. Okay, so the next app is called Sorted, and I've actually used it for like so many years. Like, I've known about it for so many years, and I am so impressed by the design every single time. Like, every single time iOS does an update, they're always one of the first ones to adapt to the new features. Like, when widgets first came out, they were the first And then when the lock screen widgets came out, they were also the first. So let's go through the website and show you what it's all about. So basically it's a list calendar, and you can do this. You have your list, you can select your stuff, you can choose the time it's going to take for each event, and then it will schedule it for you if you want to do that. And the main reason why I love this app is just because the beautiful UI is just so refreshing to look at, and it's so clean. And obviously their developers are really quick to develop things. Like, this is how you schedule, hyper scheduling. There's just a really nice timeline to look at your day. But the reason why I didn't stick to this once again is because I really like having a monthly view, and they don't have that. So that really bugged me. And I also really like having a weekly timeline view, and they don't have that either. They only have this daily view since the last time I used it anyway. But I really like how they have this really comprehensive devices system. So if you don't mind not having a monthly or weekly view, this would be perfect for you, but it's not perfect for me. But I do really love the entire design of this app. So I would put it in yes, but also no, because it is really specific. It takes a certain niche to really appreciate this app. So the next app I wanted to talk about in a bundle, which is Sunsama and Akiflow. And these are technically project management apps. Sunsama is the more pricier one. We can take a look at the pricing together. So you do have a 14-day free trial, but it is $20 monthly if you want to pay monthly. So what it does is basically you can link to your Notion, your Todoist, your Gmail, your Outlook, and then make tasks from those items that you connected to. And then you can time block, you can tag them by channels. I've talked about it multiple times before, and I did use it for a really long time because I work with Notion with my sister, so it's really easy to track tasks with this. And when you track your tasks, I believe it also shows up on your Google Calendar, so it shows really nicely. So this is the interface. You have your days, and then you can have your subtasks. This is your task. These are the channels, and this is the timeline. You can drag and drop and adjust the time over here to time block your calendar. And this is a really nice app if you're a freelancer who has a lot on their plate and needs really meticulous planning for your day and need to track your time for maybe billing or other stuff. But it is really pricey, so that is mainly why I stopped using it. I really love it. If I could use it for free, I would use it for free, but unfortunately it is not free. So it might be worth it to some people, but I think for most people who work like an office job or something, you won't need this. And then the next app is called Akiflow, which is basically the same thing but less pricey. It is pricey now, $34 per month, billed monthly. So Akiflow is a little bit more pricey now, but I feel like they have more features. So let's go and look. And the reason why I'm not going into the app specifically is because you do have to pay to go into the app, because I used up my free trials. So if you wanted to try it out yourself and take a look at it yourself, you can obviously do that. Okay, so you have your recurring tasks, time zone, offline mode, really important, and then also a command bar, so you can open it from anywhere, just like Raycast, my favorite app of all time. And then smart projects, time slots, linking content. Okay, cool. Upcoming view, so just like a Kanban board like Sunsama. And then a command bar lets you add anything from anywhere, which is really cool. So Akiflow did reach out to me before and offer me the premium to try out, and I did use it for like a year, and it was really cool. I really like the interface and all the soft colors, and they also came out with an iOS app. So yeah, I really like the workflow of Akiflow. If I were to choose personally, I would prefer Sunsama over Akiflow. I just feel like the layout and UI works better for my brain. But Akiflow is also really comprehensive and nice. I feel like their mobile app is way better than Sunsama's. These two are just amazing apps if you're like a freelancer, if you control all of your time, all of your work, and you really have to keep close track of what is happening. Because of the price, it would be hard for me to keep using it. So I would be putting it in all right, because I did use it for a while. And then the next app I wanted to talk about is called Moleskine Timepage. And it is the most beautiful app that I've used. So you guys might know Moleskine. It is a notebook journal company. So they make journals, but for some reason they also decided to make apps. So this is the app. I don't know why this website is so old. Like, look at this. Look at this. No, this is how it looks on the Mac. You have your little monthly and then your daily, and then this is your weekly. You can also adjust how many days you want to see at once, and then your daily. And it's just a beautiful app. They also have a monthly now, apparently. It's just a fucking beautiful app. It doesn't have any functionality, not at all. The most functionality they have is this on this day, and then a weather, and then you can also have like your travel time, like showed here. And that's basically it for the functionality of this app. But it is really beautiful. But on the other hand, it is also really pricey. Like, I'm not sure the exact amount, but it is pricey. So if you're like big on minimalism lifestyle, you can also customize the color of the app. So you see it's blue, you can also change it to like pink or like whatever, white or whatever. Okay, but yeah, it's just a really cool lifestyle app. Like, you know, like using this app will just make you like a certain person. You'll be like, oh, I'm such a cool guy. I use a minimal app. Like, that's my impression anyway, because when I used this, I was like, yo, I got my shit together. Like, this is so cool. And yeah, they also have a to-do list app that links to this calendar app. So that's also a really minimal to-do app. So if you're a fan of that, you can try it out. But personally, I would be saying I do not agree, because it's way too expensive for what it's offering. So yeah. And then the next app I actually recently discovered from a Korean YouTuber. It's called a cross calendar, and it is really cool. I think it's free, but you can also pay for it. So as you can see here, this is the monthly view. You can expand the days and look at the timeline, which I think is really cool. You don't really see a lot of these timeline views. On calendar apps, which I think doesn't make sense, because yeah, I just don't understand. And this is the calendar. My sister went to pick up the groceries and now she's freaking out because I trapped her in my room. So this is the calendar. As you can see, you can expand to see the timeline. They have a lot of beautiful widgets. I would agree that they are beautiful, way more beautiful than firstseed, if I might say so myself. And then weekly views, you have your timeline, you have your grid, and you have your horizontal timeline. You can also change your custom fonts and your colors, and there's just a lot of customization options in this app. I think it's really, really cool. I can link the video that introduced me to this app in the description below. It's a really cool video. And you can also link to your reminders app, which is really nice, and you can also check those off in your Apple Watch app. And this app does have a premium option, but I feel like the free option is pretty adequate and it does what you need it to. But if you want more functionality and if you want to support the developer, obviously you can pay for the premium option. And I will be putting it in Everything Feels Right, because of the visuals of this app and also the functionality it offers is just unmatched. Okay, so the next 3 apps are the most prominent in my life right now. Let's just talk about Notion Calendar first, because I feel like this is pretty controversial. So when Notion Calendar first came out, I was pretty shocked. I was pretty excited because I was looking for a solution to connect all of my Notion stuff to my calendar for a really long time, and I've relied on third-party apps like Akiflow, Sunsama, and Amie, which we'll talk about later, for a really long time, and I was really sick and tired of it. I want it to be all in one, because isn't that the entire point of Notion Calendar? And then Notion Calendar came out, and I was really excited because I heard about the news of them buying Cron from a long time ago. But now that I've had it, I don't really get the hype. get it because for a really long time you could already connect third party and have the date be connected, so it could be like an event on your calendar already, and with that method you could show it on your Google Calendar without Notion Calendar. But now you can show your Notion stuff with a date property on Notion Calendar, but that doesn't sync to your Google Calendar. So if you're using other services with Google Calendar, it doesn't show. It only shows in the ecosystem of Notion apps. So in my opinion, that's a little bit dumb. Like if you're gonna allow it to integrate, at least make it make sense and make it work. But if you're like not big on Google Calendar, if you're content with just using Notion Calendar for the rest of your life, it is a really cool app, and I did use it for like a month or two after it came out to look at all of my Notion pages with a time property in Notion Calendar, and it was really cool. I used it to time track, but not anymore because I want everything on my Google Calendar so that I could move things around, right? But it is really cool and it is really well designed. I especially like this time zone layout. I don't see a lot of people do that, but in the long run, if Notion Calendar wants to make itself worth my time or a lot of people's time, I want it to be able to interact with Notion pages directly in Notion Calendar, and also maybe have an all-in-one calendar right inside of Notion so that everything links back together, and that will make much more sense than what it is now, which is essentially just sending you back and forth with links, which isn't the best workflow at all. So I'll be putting Notion Calendar in I do not agree, because I feel like there's a lot of room for improvement, and it's just not there yet. So that will be where it will be sitting. So the next app that I wanted to talk about is Fantastical, which has been one of my best friends for a really long time. And I wanted to show you because I just don't get why this app is not getting the love it deserves. It's just so freaking good. So it is an app by FlexiBits, and oh, there's a video. Let's watch the video. Yes, I agree. Okay, you get the point. So basically, this is the most well-designed, well-rounded calendar app that I have ever used. So basically, on your device, this is the list view, and you see the monthly calendar. Dots represent different calendars, and you can see a list view of your day. You can also collapse this to look at a little timeline view. So this is the timeline of your day, this is the timeline of your day, and then you can also look at your weather. Then that, of course, that's not all. You can look at your weekly timeline view, and also there's a monthly view, and you know how important that is to me. And the most important thing about this calendar is that it has natural language input, which is present in a lot of apps, but I don't see it executed very well. But one of the main things that I use it for is for different time zones. So like if I were to FaceTime my mom, and she would be like, oh, let's FaceTime tomorrow at 10 Hong Kong time. I'm like, what is Hong Kong time in Vancouver time, right? So I can just type FaceTime with mom tomorrow 10 a.m. Hong Kong time, and it will automatically input the Hong Kong time for me, and it will show on my calendar as my time. But on the side, I can also look at my mom's time zone, which is Hong Kong time. And that is really important because I'm so sick of doing so many clicks just to input the time zone and then double checking it again to see, oh, it doesn't make sense. Did I choose the right time zone? What is the time equivalent? Like, I don't care. Like, it is so annoying to just go through with all that, and it's just, it could be so simple. Like, it is so simple and Fantastical. So that's why it is my favorite freaking app of all time. Obviously, there's also like shortcuts on Mac, widgets on iPhone. There's also a Apple Watch app, so it is basically present everywhere and you could use it everywhere. And it also works with the reminders app, so you can check off your to-dos right there. And it's just overall a really beautiful app. Like, just by seeing the landing page of this app, you can tell like they know what they're doing, and they know their purpose, and they know what you want, and they know what they want. And there's a ton of other features that I've not been using at all because I'm just not that, like, you can organize and schedule meetings with time slots. You have your keyboard in your iMessage, and then you can also add like Zoom calls really easily. And it's just an overall really well-rounded and beautifully designed app, which is really important to me. So I will be trusting this app with my life, so it will be in here or even higher, because I love this app, and I will, like, no matter what app I try, I always come back to this app. That is how good it is. Okay, so let's go to the last app and end this video. So the last app is one of my recent favorites. It is called Amie. It is pretty popular in the Twitter space. If you're on Twitter and you look at apps, it is pretty popular nowadays. It's still in alpha, I feel like, or beta, I believe, and it's the most fun calendar app I've ever used. I'm not sure if usually people look for fun in a calendar app because it's such a practical thing, right? You just have your schedule and it's easy and it's straightforward, but it is fun, and it introduced me to how joyful using apps can be. Joyful is another keyword of theirs. So as you can see here, this is the main view of the app. Oh my god, this is the main view weekly calendar. You can also switch to your monthlies, and yeah, and this is the to-do, and this is not linked to anything. This is just on this app, but you can also link to your, I believe, Todoist and Notion, so you can block your Notion tasks over here. And you might see something little bit interesting over here. What is this? This is your Spotify history. So you can link your account to your Spotify, and it will show up on your timeline and show you what song you listen to and at what time, which is really freaking cool. This is the coolest idea I've ever heard of. Like, and then they also came out with something called that has to do with AI. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's basically like natural language input, where you can just talk to it and it can schedule stuff for you. But it's still in alpha, so it's not working very well right now, so I can't really recommend that. And they also have a new functionality for emails, so you can reply to your emails and send emails right from Amie. And I have not tried that, but they're making changes and updates constantly, so I would just keep my eye on that. A huge thing with Amie is how natural and how user-friendly, how intuitive their entire control is. So you can see that there is like a little handle over here, right? You can just pull it to show the full timeline, and also pull it upwards to show the entire inbox. And that is really fun and intuitive. You can also drag and drop your emails and to-dos, as it says over here. So that is just really intuitive and a really clean and nice design. Honestly, I was expecting something along the lines of Amie when I was like, every time I look at a new iOS update for Apple, I'm like, Apple, this is what you should be doing. But yeah, anyway, a lot of really natural gestures, a lot of integrations. They have really cute widgets. I wouldn't say they're functional, because there's way less information on here compared to like Fantastical, Across, or Firstseed, but they are functional, and they do have a pro plan processing. You can have multiple accounts, and you can have your Pomodoro, and you can have multiple time zones, which is really helpful as well. And then on your iPhone, you can also track your sleep, your workout, your meditation, and your heart rate for different events. And this is really helpful, because one time I was like, how did I do during this presentation in class? I just click back into this event, and I could look back at my like average heart rate, and I was like, wait, I was actually pretty calm this time. Like, I didn't freak out. And that's just really fun. And you might say, well, why the fuck do I need all this information? You don't need it. It's just for fun. Like, you could just look back at it and look at, well, how did I sleep this day? And it's just really cute, and it's like non-intrusive on the side, so you don't get overwhelmed. Biggest issue I have with Amie, aside from it being like obviously not fully developed yet, a lot of features are still being put out, and a lot of features are still in alpha or beta. So aside from that, a lot of features are only available on one end. So the tracking, the sleep, the heart rate, it's only available on your iPhone, because that's where it grabs the information from. A lot of other information, a lot of other features are only available on desktop, like a lot of pro features. So it does get a little bit frustrating to use when the experience are so different from each other. whether you're on laptop or on your phone, because sometimes you don't just, even if you have two devices right next to you, you don't want to switch the context, right? So as a conclusion, I would put it in all right until it can up its game in more areas. So this is my definitive subjective tier list of all the calendar apps that I thought was worth mentioning to you guys. And yeah, thank you for watching today's video. And if you have any other productivity calendar apps, to-do list apps, project management, personal knowledge management app you might want me to try, you can leave them in the comments. And also feel free to ask me any questions about all the above apps I've talked about, because I love to babble about apps. But yeah, that will be it. And don't forget to use my link and my code to Ana Luisa for 25% off for any gift for your mom or yourself or any loved one, or for fun. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you Ana Luisa for sponsoring, and I'll see you next time.